So power has gone wild in the information age. It's broken out of the cages, that web of kind of regulations and norms and laws and standards and even scrutiny that have often contained it. So it's spreading across lots of different parts of society, a kind of new roster of new holders of it, and a lot of the previously powerful institutions, be they states or media organisations or individuals, are a lot less powerful than they used to be.
The nature of power is changing. Everyone holds it in the information age, but the good news is that everybody has a role to play in making sure that this power finds its limits and boundaries.
The nature of power in the information age is definitely the data, and at the moment we do not have the legislation and the laws to define who is actually in charge of the data. At the moment I believe the power still lies within some global platforming companies. I do believe there is a change, certainly with the GDPR at the moment, but we do still need to define on how in the future society should use the data and how governments can organize the flow of data and the legislation.
So power is changing a lot in the international system at the moment. Data really has become a resource of power. And the interesting thing is that data is being held much more by private companies than by states. So if you like, the big players at the moment when it comes to data are Facebook and Google and Tencent and China, but not the big states. That being said, of course, companies are based in states. So you still have, the United States, China, Russia playing important roles. But power is certainly changing. It's becoming much more diffused. More actors are holding power, and it's no longer what we used to know.
So we are at the cusp of the information age where it's all up for grabs, and in effect we've got a blank check for who holds power, and therefore it's really necessary and incumbent on citizens and ordinary folk to get involved, to have your say, build up your own power to represent your interests, and build an agenda which represents a better future and a better vision for yourselves.
So power traditionally would have been those with knowledge often, and I think that really has changed now that knowledge is available at the touch of a button. And I think the big question now is, how do people use that knowledge? And it's not just up to those who are actually in the formal sense of power, so those in government, but actually that citizens have power and hold power, and if they can use the knowledge that they can gain or glean from technology and from the internet, then they will be able to actually move things, change things, and also mobilise citizens where necessary to influence those who hold the formal power or the formal traditional power as we've known it.